Yes, I'm a little extra tan today. This redness and brownness is brought to you courtesy of Radwood NorCal. I did have some sunscreen on, but I guess it melts off when you're running around all day. What are you going to do? One last thing. This is the last Experts in Automotive opinion that I do in the DWA Project Car Z3M Coupe. The car is sold this week, and it's going to a friend of ours in Southern California who came on our rally this year, and Fancy, our friend Ron Eng's wife, really liked the car, so it is now hers, new owner down in LA, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. I hope that it comes on our future rallies, and a little bit bummed. I do really like this car, but you know, there's always something on my mind, and we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. So it's the future, 2075. Gasoline is very expensive. What internal combustion driven car are you driving? Powered car. This question, immediately, you think your favorite car that is driven with that type of an engine, right? Naturally, all the cars that we're into now are so. We're not super Tesla fans or anything like that. So I want to say F40, but I know it's just like a cop out. I wanted to be creative with this, and the more I got into it, the deeper of a hole I dug myself, because like I have all my default answers for this, right? I've already said, my favorite car that I've ever owned is my 993, so that's a phenomenal option. It's very capable. You can drive it in tight twisty stuff and really high speed stuff. It's very comfortable. It has functional air conditioning that does actually keep you cool. You can have a stereo in there and be chilling and be happy. So it's a phenomenal place to be, and for long distances, for short distances, for everything. But I wanted to go just all out, right? So it's like, what car is like unobtainium for you that you would absolutely love and be willing to pay, $100 a drive, if that's what it's going to take you on that Saturday, or Sunday that you get to squeeze in a drive-in. And I wanted to go all out, but I struggled with this so much, and I keep going back to F40. I can't help it. That is my favorite car. It's like supposed to do everything right. And like, it's just ultra special, and I want to go fast. I want to look at that thing. I want to hear the sounds that it makes. Like, I'm sure I could go like super comfortable, like, with something on that realm, and like something cozy and beautiful. But I don't just want to go for a cruise. I can go on a cruise in an F40. I can go on a cruise in a 993, whatever. I can go cruise in any of these other cars, but you cannot drive super fast and have a blast and have like a full-on visceral sort of race car experience in a 300 SL Goldwing or a 300 SL Roadster, or the list goes on. 300 SL Roadster is one of my favorite cars, top 3 for me, and I can see that being a fucking awesome experience, right? Talk about just going up the coast here, and or even just kind of do like rad road trips. It's got a decent sized trunk, and I imagine it's comfortable. I haven't ridden or driven one, or ridden in one or driven one. But yeah, I'm sorry, it's unimaginative. But basically the answer is like the car that you want to drive and you want to have the most like wild experience in. But the stipulation here is that it's a gas powered car, right? Or diesel. It's internal combustion. I don't know. So yeah, sorry, not the most interesting or exciting answer, but I want something that handles really well, that looks insane, that sounds awesome, and if it's only going to be that once in a while type of occasional deal, sense of occasional type of experience, it might as well just go all out, right? That's the one for me. So there you go. Later.
The year is 2075. Fuel is $15 a gallon. I think we're lucky if it's only $15 a gallon in 2075. I think just inflation, it's probably going to be more than that. But let's say it's unreasonable, ungodly amount of money. You have to order it in barrels to your home. You can't just go to a gas station and get it. So I want a car that's very special. Pure sense of occasion. I want all sense of occasion all the time. I also think that my criteria for a car for this situation, it has to be a car that's pretty easy to work on, that I can work on myself. Not that many moving parts, not a lot of crazy electronics unless I'm going to convert it to electric, which is not the question for that. So, but I want it all sense of occasion. I want it to be the exact opposite of all the cars. Let's say everything's autonomous and, you know, you just get driven around places. Maybe we're in hovercrafts or, I don't know, some crazy. We're in floating cars like Back to the Future 2 or something. So my choice is a Porsche 550 Spider. Hopefully the real thing. Maybe the real thing's really cheap then because no one wants it. But probably a 550 Spider replica Porsche. Basically a big Volkswagen engine out back. I'd probably go with that rather than like a twin cam Porsche motor. That's really expensive and harder to work on. So I'll do like a big bore 2300cc Volkswagen motor. Really nice, like a, just, I don't know, Beck Spider, let's say. Something along those lines. That's like all sense of occasion. Weighs 1,100 pounds or so, 1,100 to 1,300 pounds. You know, maybe 130 to 150 horsepower. Is crazy power for that kind of weight. So, and that thing's a Spider. No real no convertible top. I mean, all sense of occasion. So every drive is just pure enjoyment. It also gets decent gas mileage, so you're going to be all right. You're going to be able to go on some decent journeys. I'm not sure how big the tanks are on those, but if it's anything close to 914, you can get a pretty good run out of a tank of gas and pretty good fuel economy. And I think that car is just pure sense of occasion. I mean, the opposite of what all these cars are going to be. Although cars might be super light because they're all using like carbon monocoques and stuff like that. But it doesn't really matter when they're autonomous, right? You don't feel how light it is or anything like that. So that's my choice. Year's 2075, fuel is outrageously expensive, and I'm picking a Porsche 550 Spider replica. Beat that. Bye.
Hello, my name's Warren. What would I drive in 2075 if gas is crazy expensive? I'd want a fuel efficient car. I think that's obvious. But how far do you go? You're not going to drive a Prius, obviously. That would be horrible. So my first thought was something like my car, 1989 BMW 325i Coupe. Pretty decent mileage, 25-ish on the highway, something like that. But I think we can do better than that, economy-wise. But fun car that gets good gas mileage, and how good do you need to get? Other options was something like a Mark 1 GTI, pretty damn good, probably pushing 30, maybe even higher miles per gallon, depending on how it's driven. Miata, kind of over the Miata scene, as much as I think that's a decent answer. And do you need to go front-wheel drive in order to get the most efficient driving experience? What does a Mark 1 Mini get miles per gallon? I'm not quite sure. So I ended up on something incredibly efficient, very lightweight, and I think with the right mods, maybe even make it like a time attack style car. Honda CRX HF, capable of 40 plus miles per gallon. Low, lightweight, fun car to drive. It is front wheel drive, but for some of these really tight twisty roads, that's pretty fun, a good option. And I don't think you're gonna drive it a ton, so it won't be like, it is penalty box interior, not horrible, but it is. But considering it's gonna be a really rare thing you're doing, it won't be too bad. So Time Attack, Honda CRX HF, in white preferably, with black trim. So I think that's my answer. I was thought about other cars like maybe like a 72 Tii BMW 2002, but maybe they're getting 30 miles per gallon, something like that, if that. I don't even know if it's that good. And then some of these cars like the Corvettes get really great gas mileage on the highway comparatively, but they're like probably the worst when you're really getting on it. So I don't think that's a great option either. So efficient, super fun, lightweight, sticky rubber. You could autocross with it. You could do the mountain drives, all that stuff. So really well prepared CRX HF. That's my pick. All right, thanks.